Hello, friends. Every day we experience the wonder of the human body and learn to embrace what makes us special. And that's no different with the person in today's story, who had a very unique condition that left countless medical experts scratching their heads, showing everyone how truly special a single person can be. Rosemarie Bentley was born in 1918 in a small town 40 miles south of Portland, Oregon. The youngest child of four, she was babied, said daughter Patty Helmig, who at 78 is the oldest of her five children. She would admit that she was spoiled. And throughout her 99-year-long life, Rose had seen and achieved a lot of things. All the while, however, she never knew that something strange was going on inside her body, something that shocked top medical professionals. Born after the end of the First World War, Rosemarie was never restricted by gender roles of the era. In fact, she always had a passionate love for one particular field of study: science. And when the Second World War began, Bentley knew she needed to help. Her interest in science inspired her to volunteer to join a nurse corps during World War II, which left her scarred after seeing all the injuries and destruction the war had done to people, especially their bodies. Even when she returned to civilian life, Bentley kept her natural curiosity about the human body, which went hand in hand with her love for science. She survived smallpox as a child and had a few minor medical procedures over the years, but Bentley was generally healthy and active. She was always very healthy. She was always doing something, taking us to camping, fishing, swimming. Her daughter stated, she loved to camp and swim even into her old age. Clearly, Bentley was physically luckier than most, though she never knew just how unique she was. The only clue anything might be unusual came when Bentley's appendix was removed. The surgeon made a note that her appendix wasn't in the right spot when they took it out, but never said anything. At the age of 99, Rosemarie died a peaceful death. And as she had been a fellow science enthusiast, she decided to allow her body to be used for medical science after she died because her husband had given her a poem talking about community and sharing. Give my sight to the man who has never seen a sunrise, a baby's face, or love in the eye of a woman. The message in the poem was obvious. It was about organ donation, and it ultimately helped her make up her mind. Months later, a group of medical students were preparing to learn about the inner workings of the human body. That day, they would be studying Rosemarie's remains, but they had no idea just how educational the lesson would be. The students' assignment was to open up the chest cavity and examine the heart. After locating the heart, the students started to realize that something was wrong. Rosemarie's heart wasn't matching the textbook diagram. The inferior vena cava is a large vein that carries blood up and out of the heart's right atrium. It's normally obvious, even to the untrained eye, because of how big it actually is. But strangely, the students couldn't seem to find it. Her heart was missing a large vein that's normally on the right side. They called over their instructors to take a look, and they kind of rolled their eyes, the students said. Like, how can these students miss this big vessel? And they come over, and that's when the chaos started. The instructors themselves couldn't find the large vein either, and it baffled them. This missing vein was necessary for a human heart to have, because without it, a human couldn't pump out blood to the rest of the body. Against all odds, the students were actually correct. The vein wasn't on the right side of the heart. Instead, it was on the complete other side of Bentley's body. This once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon was not the only strange thing the instructors and students found. Throughout her body, numerous veins were either missing or located in the wrong place. Bentley's right lung had 2 lobes rather than 3, and the right atrium of her heart was larger than normal. Many of Bentley's organs were also inverted. Her stomach and spleen sat on the right side of her body with her liver on the left. Her insides were a mirror image of standard anatomy. This left doctors extremely confused as they had never encountered this before. But they realized that they had discovered Rosemarie had situs inversus with levocardia, and while that condition was already unusual, there was something even stranger about Bentley's case. Situs inversus with levocardia is normally associated with heart defects in a short life. Bentley's heart, however, was completely functional and allowed her to live an active lifestyle for nearly 100 years. The odds of this happening again, experts calculated, was very rare. Basically, she had won the lottery. Professors at Oregon Health and Science University estimated that the odds of finding another person with the same combination of conditions was 1 in 50 million. This condition occurs in only 1 out of 22,000 babies and is associated with severe congenital heart disease. Because of the heart defects, only 5% to 13% of people live past the age of 5. Before Rose, a 13-year-old boy and a 73-year-old were the 2 longest living people with this condition. Rose was an anomaly. one of the few born with the condition that didn't have heart defects, and it was almost certainly the factor that contributed most to her long life. This goes to show you how wonderfully special each and every one of us are. While you might not be similar to Rose and her special body, everyone has their own special talents and secrets that make them unique. And even Rose didn't know about how special she really was before she died. But because of her, we can understand exactly what it is that made her what she was. So friends, let us know what you think about this story of a special woman and her crazy condition that shocked medical experts. And with that, thanks for watching. Later.